And good afternoon. Welcome to XOTIC PC's video review of the Alienware M17x. This is Alienware's 17.3-inch flagship laptop. The screen is, like I just said, a 17.3-inch. It's a wide Full HD WLED 1920 by 1080 60 Hz screen. We'll get into the screen a little bit more here in just a minute, but you can actually upgrade to the 3D 120 Hz screen if you like. For a processor, we do have the 3rd generation Ivy Bridge i7 3610 quad mobile processor in it. And for the graphics card, we actually have a AMD Radeon HD 7970M with 2 GB of video RAM. Now, one thing I'll point out about the graphics card, when you do order from XOTIC PC, our stock configuration does come with the 7970M. If you order from Dell, which we would actually advise against, and we'll tell you why here in just a little bit as well, their stock configuration of the M17X actually comes with the NVIDIA 670 graphics card, and we went ahead and stocked our base configuration of the M17X with the 7970M from AMD. Now for RAM, we just have the stock RAM in here. It's 6 GB, 1600 megahertz. There is 4 DIMM slots, which are actually pretty easily accessible. So you can upgrade those all the way up to 32 gigabytes if you like. For hard drive, we do just have the stock hard drive in here. It is a 500 gigabyte 7200 RPM hard drive. There is 2 hard drive bays, so you can add an SSD or another hard drive if you like. And for optical drive, we just have the stock slot load 8 times DVD CD burner in there. For wireless card, we have an Intel Centrino 2230 Wi-Fi card. It's a single band card, but it also is a Bluetooth 4.0 combo in there as well. So we thank you for joining us today on this video review. We have some pretty exciting things to show you, and we'll go ahead and get started. Okay, the first thing we wanted to do with you today is just touch base on the exterior finish and the size of this M17X. Now, the exterior finish is a soft touch finish stealth black. Now, this is one color option that you can get. You can also get the Nebula Red exterior finish, which is also soft touch. However, as of lately, there's been a higher demand for those, so there might be some availability issues with the Nebula Red finish. For size, width, you're looking at 16.14 inches wide, and then depth is 11.97, so just under 12 inches deep. And then for height is 1.75 inches high. Now, I was actually surprised that the laptop was this thin. If you look at our previous Alienware video review of the M18X, it is significantly thicker. Now, to give you some comparison on thickness, if you look at MSI's new GT70s, the thickness of those is 2.17 inches. So this is a 1/4 of an inch thinner, which may not be a lot, but for laptops, a 1/4 of an inch can definitely go a long way. Sager's NP9170 is 1.79 inches high, so it's basically the same thickness as Sager's flagship 17.3-inch laptop. And then for Asus's G75, the thickness of the G75 is 2 inches even. So this is the smallest 17.3-inch in terms of thickness when you're comparing all 3 major 17.3-inch laptops. Okay, just running down the screen with you here, this is a 17.3-inch wide Full HD WLED 1920 by 1080 screen. It is a 60 Hz screen. Now, you can upgrade to a 120 Hz screen if you want to do some 3D gaming. And with that 120 Hz screen, you also get NVIDIA's 3D gaming bundle, which is really nice. The only, in my opinion, I guess, downside to that is you actually have to upgrade to an NVIDIA graphics card like the GTX 675 or the newly released GTX 680 if you want to do some 3D gaming on this M17X, which is really nice that you can. Now, going over the screen, you can see it's a glossy screen. In my opinion, it's really reflective. However, the wash on it isn't bad at all. Hopefully you're picking up on some of that there when we do the side-to-side view. The wash on it isn't too bad, so it does have a really wide viewing angle. And then coming down from the top, again, it doesn't wash out all that bad going from the top down, given you're probably not going to use your system at this type of viewing angle, but it's nice to know that, you know, it doesn't wash out that bad. Now, coming from the top, This is where you're going to see a little bit of wash. However, in my opinion, it isn't washing out that bad. Again, you can see that it is really reflective. It is a really glossy screen. And this is actually the farthest the laptop will angle back, which I actually expected it to angle back a little bit more. But in comparison to the Alienware M18x that we just did our video review on, this has a much farther back viewing angle, if you will, on this screen. So overall, the screen on this, it's a nice screen. I wish they had some matte upgrade options, but unfortunately they don't. However, for a glossy screen, it's definitely one of the probably top 3 glossy screens that we've seen in this newly released model season of laptops this year. Okay, just running through the ports with you. Here on the left side, starting on the very left, this is a Kensington lock jack. You have an RJ45 Ethernet LAN port, 15-pin VGA port, so if you want to run to an external monitor, you can do that through here. We also have an HDMI out. Now on this M17X, you actually have an HDMI in on the other side, and we'll show you that as well. You have a mini display port, 2 out of 4 USB 3.0 ports. You can see the little super speed logo there. We have an SPDIF microphone, and then you have 2 headphone ports here, and this last one is an analog only headphone port. Now, one thing I'll mention about the audio, and we'll actually get into this more later as well, but the audio is done by Klipsch, which is really nice audio. In my opinion, the sound quality is comparable to like the MSI's Dynaudio speakers. However, on this M17X, you don't get a subwoofer underneath, you just have a 2-speaker package. You also get a Creative Sound Blaster Recon 3DI high-def 5.1 audio with THX True Studio Pro, so you get a really nice audio card in here. And the HDMI out and the SPDIF out, you can actually run a 7.1 digital audio out on there as well. Now in the front, there isn't any ports or anything. Swinging over to the right side, you do have a 9-in-1 card reader, which is really nice in my opinion because a lot of 17.3-inch laptops, like if you look at the new MSI GT70s, those actually just get, I believe, either a 4-in-1 or a 5-in-1 card reader. So it's nice that Alienware is providing you with a 9-in-1. You do have a slot load CD DVD burner in here. Now I will mention Alienware is the only one that's putting slotware optical bays on their systems. However, if you don't use your optical drive that much, I personally don't really utilize an internal optical drive. You can opt for like a hard drive or SSD, and that's something that we can put in there for you if you like as well. Then finishing up on the right side here, these are the 2 remaining of the 4 USB 3.0 ports. You do have an eSATA and then a powered legacy 2.0 USB port there, which is nice if you're gonna want to charge like your cell phone or your iPod or anything like that and the computer shut down. You can still plug into here and still get power to those external devices. And then finishing up, you do have an HDMI in. So if you wanted to run your PlayStation or your Xbox into your laptop and use the screen that way, you can actually do that through there. Now on the back side, the only port here is going to be your power port. This is that DC input. Okay, going over the keyboard and the point device. The keyboard on this is really nice. It is backlit, as you can see, and it's completely customizable in the Alien Effects Control Center. And we'll actually show you that Control Center and how much customization you can do to the keyboard and the other various LED features on this M17X. Now the keyboard itself, it does have a little bit of flex to it, not too bad. You're actually seeing the whole laptop probably move here a little bit because we're on this turntable spinning it around. The keyboard is nice. It's, in my opinion, it's definitely different than like the SteelSeries keyboards or any of the chiclet keyboards out there. The keys themselves actually have like a slight curvature or form factor to like your fingertip, if you will, which I think is really nice that they have styled their keyboard in that fashion. Now going over the point device, in my opinion, it's a fluid point device. The texture of the touchpad area is that same soft touch finish as the palm rest areas. So there's no friction, no resistance in that area, and actually the clickers themselves are really freed up and really easy to use, which is nice. So in my opinion, the touch device on here is a good one compared to some other laptops that we reviewed from this year. Okay, we just wanted to turn the lights off here so you could see the illuminating quality of the keyboard. And in my opinion, the illuminating quality of the keyboard is rather impressive. Comparing it to like the SteelSeries keyboards that are on the MSIs, or if you get the upgraded SteelSeries keyboard on like the Sager 9000 series, the 9150, 9170, in my opinion, this keyboard is just as bright as those SteelSeries keyboards. Now when we go into the Alienware Command Center, in the Alienware FX software, you can actually go in and you can customize all the LED aspects on this computer. So if you go up to the Alienware logo at the top there, that's currently blue right now. We'll go ahead and change that to like a yellow, and you can see it turns yellow there. Every different, like I said, LED feature in here, you can actually go in and change. Now we just changed the touchpad area to pink, so you can see the pink in there. The keyboard itself is split up into four zones. You have the three areas of the keyboard, and then the fourth zone is going to be that number pad there on the right. So that number pad, we'll change that to like a green, so you can see what that looks like. We'll go ahead and put in some other colors in here. We'll go a little patriotic on you, and we'll do a little red, white, and blue. So it's really nice that Alienware gives you this customization options. The top control keys there in the upper right above the keyboard, we'll change that to like a purple. I guess it sort of looks a little pink. And then going down into those traditional Alienware LED lights in the front, you can actually go in and customize those as well. Right now they're blue. We'll change those to like a green so you can see those in there. So in my opinion, again, it's really great that Alienware gives you this customization ability on this Alienware M17X. Okay, there's some LED indicator lights and some controls up here above the keyboard that we wanted to go over with you. On the left side here, you do have a caps lock, number lock, and scroll lock LED indicator lights there. In the center is that traditional Alienware head. That's going to be your power button. Then over on the right side here, there's a whole series of different controls. Now starting on the left, that is going to be a volume down, then you have a volume up and a mute there, which is third. Then you do have track selection left, play pause, and track selection right. Then you have an eject button that's going to eject your slot load optical drive. You have your Wi-Fi. You can easily disable or enable your Wi-Fi from there. And then finally on the right, that's going to open that Alienware Command Center. So if you want to go in and customize the keyboard or anything like that, you can simply one-touch that button there, and it'll open up that software for you. Okay, we just wanted to show you some 3D Mark Vantage benchmark scores here. Now again, this is that Radeon 7970M GPU with 2 GB of video RAM. It is one of the newest top graphics cards, and when you order from Exotic PC again, that's what you're going to get for your stock GPU. For CPU, again, is that i7-3610 Quad Mobile. Now this is just a stock run, and for a 3D Mark Vantage score with this 7970M, we're seeing just above 20,000 points. Now in my opinion, that is an excellent score. You're going to be able to play all of the current games, whether it's Battlefield 3, Skyrim, Diablo 3, Guilds of War 2, all those top games you're going to be able to play on max settings with this processor and with this graphics card. Now if you look at our previous video review of the Alienware M18X, we had dual 7970M graphics cards in there, and we saw a 3D Mark Vantage score of 30,000 points. So hopefully that just gives you a little bit of perspective of, you know, what a single GPU can do compared to a dual GPU of the same graphics card. Again, great score, 20,000 points. We never saw 3D Mark Vantage scores even half this high at 10,000 points this time last year when we were doing video reviews on laptops, so it's definitely a great score. And we'll also show you some 3D Mark 11 scores shown up here on your screen as well. Okay, we just wanted to show you the system BIOS on this Alienware M17X. Now with any laptop BIOS, there never is really a ton that you can do. You know, you can't go in and control voltages or adjust anything like that like you can on desktops, and that's really just a safety feature That way you can't get in and start damaging your CPU, your GPU, your motherboard, anything like that. So in laptop BIOS there isn't a lot that you can do. However, on these Alienwares there is a little bit more that you can control than what I've seen on like ASUS and MSI laptops. Now, product name there, you can see this is the M17X. This is the R4 version. The CPU, it's that i7-3610 quad mobile with 2.3 gigahertz of CPU speed. RAM, down there at the bottom, you can see memory bank there on the left, 0 through 3. We do have 6 gigabytes of RAM in here. That is 1600 megahertz. We have a 4 gig and a 2 gig stick in there, just occupying 2 of the SODIMM bays. For the graphics card, you can see that ATI GFX. For hard drive, it's a Hitachi 500 gigabyte 7200 RPM hard drive. And then for optical bay, you can just see that it is that DVD CD combo. Now when you go over into the advanced settings, this is where you can control a whole bunch of different things. One thing I'll point out is that this is RAID capable as far as the SATA operations goes. Wireless, here you can enable, disable your Wi-Fi, your Bluetooth, etc. Security, you can set up an administrative password. Every computer that I've ever messed with or reviewed in the laptop BIOS, you can always set up an administrative password. Boot priorities, again, on any laptop you can go in and adjust the boot priorities, and then finally save and exit. So again, in the BIOS there isn't a ton you can do, but you can actually control more here on these Alienwares than I've seen on most systems. Okay, we just want to show you some thermal temperatures that'll be showing up on your screen here of this Alienware M17X. Now we always try to give our fans, customers, you who are watching this video, a little bit different perspective than other laptop reviews can offer. So with these thermal images, you're going to really see how much heat various areas of the laptop put out. Now looking at the keyboard area and the palm rest, temperatures are getting a little bit higher than I had hoped. You're seeing temperatures, reach almost 105 degrees, somewhere in that area. Now, given human body temperature is around 98.6 degrees, and those temperatures are hotter than that, you are going to feel those temperatures while using this laptop. Now, keep in mind that we've been running this laptop for about 3 hours now. We've done a 3D Mark Vantage test run and 2 3D Mark 11 benchmark scores. So the CPU and GPU have been working really hard in that 3 hours. So we would predict that these are probably going to be about the max temperatures that you would see. If you left this laptop on for 24 hours and you were doing a lot of benchmarking during that time, you might see temperatures rise a little bit higher than we're seeing, but I would guess that this is probably going to be the max temperatures that you'll see while using this system. And then again, if you're not doing any benchmarking or overclocking of the CPU and GPU, you probably won't see temperatures even quite this high. Now looking at the exhaust vents in the back, you're seeing temperatures reach about 110 degrees, and that's normal. A lot of heat's going to be pushing out of there because that's what those areas are designed to do. Looking at the AC adapter, temperatures again are around 110 degrees, and that's normal for this size of AC adapter. Now this power brick of this AC adapter is very different than we've seen from any other manufacturer. Looking at the underside of the laptop, you can see those two fans in the upper left and the upper right, and those are actually cooling rather well. The bottom temperatures are about 100 degrees, a little bit more in some areas. So if you're using this laptop on your lap for more than 3 hours, which is how long we've been using this laptop, had it on for, you're definitely going to feel those temperatures in that area as well. Okay, one of the last things we want to show you was the bottom of this M17X and then the inside of it. Now you can see there is 2 exhaust vents there, and there's also vents on the underside. Now this is going to be a customizable nameplate, and we can actually etch that for you. So if you want to put your name on it, your gaming tag, anything you really want, we can put that on there for you. Up here at the top, this is going to be your battery, and the nice thing that Alienware does is they have this little battery indicator button that you can press, and it'll actually show you how much battery you have left. Okay, and then to access the inside of your M17X, you do have to remove the battery, and then there is 2 screws located sort of where the battery rests on this back cover, and then you want to slide it towards the exhaust vents, and it'll lift right up. Okay, and then up there at the top, That is going to be your first hard drive bay, and that again is that 500 gigabyte 7200 RPM hard drive. Your second hard drive bay is located there in the middle, just down from the battery, and just to the left of that is two of those 4 SODIMM slots. And as you can see, we have 2 RAM sticks in there right now. One is that 4 gigabyte stick, the other is that 2 gigabyte stick that you saw in the BIOS, for a total of 6 gigabytes, 1600 megahertz. You can see we have 2 cooling fans and then heat sinks running to the GPU there and the CPU there. Now, one thing I will say that is different on this M17X versus the M18X, the previous video review that we did, is that in order to get access to the CPU and the GPU, those are actually located opposite on the underside of the keyboard there. So it's nice that on this M17 you do get access to these components, which are completely user upgradable. Okay, the last thing that we wanted to show you here is just how this Alienware M17X is going to arrive at your door. Now, as you can see, it is going to come double boxed from Exotic PC. Any laptop that you purchase from us is going to come double boxed. You can see that it is branded with the Alienware insignias and logos, and they always really sort of fancy up their packaging and brand in every way possible, and that's kind of nice. Now, pulling out the third box, this is where your power brick is going to be, your power cord. There's going to be some other freebies in here, which is really nice. You can see that you get a Alienware mouse pad, which is nice that they throw in on every Alienware system. Then you also get your CD and DVD information. There's also a couple of booklets here. You're going to want to hang on to these. This here's your power cord, your DC power cord. Then here again, this is that power brick. This is a 240 watt power brick. It is really nice. It is really thin, which is new. We're not seeing any other manufacturer give you a power brick like this. Okay, now pulling out the laptop, you can see that it is nicely snug in styrofoam, and you do get this really nice felt cover that again is branded with the Alienware logo on it, and it's a really nice cover. And now all you have to do is pull it out. The battery is already in it, and simply turn it on, and you're good to go with your new Alienware M17X. And thank you for watching Exotic PC's video review of the new Alienware M17X. This is the R4 version. It's the newest version out from Alienware. A couple points that we'll run over with you again really quick. This does have that 7970 AMD graphics card in it, and it does have the newest Ivy Bridge 3rd generation processor in it. So this is an excellent laptop if you're looking at it for gaming. Probably most of you watching this video are. The exterior finish on this is really nice. Again, it's that soft touch. However, if you don't want to go with the standard exterior finish, we do have some customization options for you as well. We have a carbon fiber wrap, which is really great. A lot of customers are liking it and enjoying it. And in the past about month and a half that we've had these Alienware systems for sale on our website, we've had quite a few customers go with that option as well. Now, one last thing to touch base on again before we finally conclude is that at the very beginning of the review we said purchase from us, not from Dell. Now here's a couple of reasons why. If you purchase an Alienware system from us, you don't pay sales tax unless you live in Nebraska, and then you have to pay a state sales tax because that's where Exotic PC is located. We offer some discounts that Dell doesn't offer, such as 3% cash discount, so if you don't use a credit card you can save a couple of bucks there. We also offer student military discounts as well, so if you're in college or you're in an active branch of the military, you can get some additional savings as well. So feel free, if you want, to jump on our website, which is exoticpc.com. That's www.xoticpc.com, and check out this new Alienware and customize yours yourself. And again, let us know what you think of this video review below in the YouTube comments box. We usually jump on there and check those comments multiple times a day and try to get back to you as soon as possible. So let us know what you think. Any suggestions you may have, we're all ears. So again, thank you for watching our video review of the Alienware M17X, and we will see you in the next review.